Welcome to another live stream watch-along reaction. Tonight we are watching and reacting to Nashville SC versus Moca FC in the CONCACAF Champions Cup Round 1, Leg 2. Nashville leads 3-0 on aggregate. Nashville SC contra Moca FC en la Concachampions de la CONCACAF partido. Volta primera ronda. 3-0 global Nashville. Simple as it simple does. Teams are walking out. We're ready to go in Nashville for an 8:15 kickoff. The second to last game of the first round. Of one game tomorrow, of course. Starting 11s are as follows. For Nashville, in goal, Elliott. The back four, Daniel Lovitz, Brent Coleman, Josh Bauer, Walker Zimmerman. The midfield three, Brian Anunga, Anibal Godoy, Alex Mawil. Mackenzie Gaines, Ajago, the striker. Forster, Ajago, the striker. And Jacob Schaffelberg. You're telling me they don't have Woovens Pashis yet? Huh. Would have been a perfect game to start him. Moca in goal. Ramirez, back for Cambindo, Duran, Echeverry, Russell, Dabas, Richard Dabas, Thomas, Gustavo Escona, Montenegro, Luima, and Juan Angeles up top for Moca. Those are your starting 11s. And hit that like button. Let's get this one going, and we're ready to go. Game's on FS2, mind you, as well. Mind you, the game is on FS2. They've walked out. Nashville will be wearing yellow. Moca will be wearing black. So a reverse of the fixture, reverse colors of the fixture last week. Of course, Nashville wearing their new 615 kit. Moca wearing their black kit. So there you go. Starting 11, Elliott, Lovitz, Coleman, Zimmerman, Bauer, Godoy, Anunga, Muil, Schaffelberg, Gaines, Ajago. Lucas McNaughton on the bench. Referee is O'Shane Nation. Caleb Wales, OJ Dehaney, the ARs, the fourth official, Mario Escobar, Jamaica, Trinidad, Jamaica, Guatemala, respectively. Nashville easily should cruise, but, you know, who knows? CONCACAF's weird. Moca not scoring at home probably did them in, but let's be honest. CONCACAF's weird. You could always see some weird stuff happening. It's never an obvious shot. VAR referee, Guillermo Pacheco from Mexico. Hit that like button. Let's get this one going. Rory in the house. How we doing? This one's pretty simple. Good time for Nashville to play with their bench players. League play coming up. I agree. Schaffelberg getting the start. Hope he gets 2 or 3 goals. Starting 11. Ramirez, Russell, Cambindo, Duran, Echeverry, Davas, Thomas, Luima, Montenegro, Angeles, and Azcona for Moca. We will know 15 out of 16 teams in the round of 16. At the end of the night, of course, there'll be one team left, and it's still a pretty open tie with Independiente and the Revs tomorrow night. It's still a pretty open tie. Anything can happen there. Good morning. It's 8:14 at night. Risklander. Could have sworn you're in the Western Hemisphere, too, so... Games on FS2. Let's get this one going. Nashville versus Moca. Should be an easy situation for Nashville, but who knows? but we're ready to go. Teams are about to kick off, and we are ready to go at Geodis Park. Yeah, so it should be good night. Unless you didn't just wake up. You were here last stream, so. And we're off. Moca kicks off, and we are underway in the penultimate game of the first round of this tournament. Primera Ronda. One more round one game at the end for tomorrow. So 4 more halves in round one. Then next week we're into the round of 16, the first legs of the round of 16. Then, of course, the week after we have the second legs and so on and so forth. Let's see what we got. Speaking of Paraguay, El Salvador just started in the W Gold Cup. I don't think he is. 1 minute in. Here we go. Geodis Park is damn near empty. I hate to see it. You hate to see it. Feels like an Open Cup game. Feels like an Open Cup game. 2 minutes in. 38 degrees in Nashville. Yeah, because they got dealt with by the same cold front that we did last night. Same cold front. Two minutes. You know what'll be crazy? If Paraguay are to beat El Salvador, Costa Rica would be tied with Puerto Rico on everything: points, goal difference, goals scored, for the ranking of the third place teams in the W Gold Cup. They'll either have to go through on fair play ranking or draw lots. Seriously. Ooh, that's going to suck. If Paraguay beats El Salvador, we're going to see some craziness. TFC expecting those temps next week, but in Canada, March, pretty normal. I mean, February it is too. It's the fact. The weird part is the fact that yesterday in the afternoon, it was 80 degrees around here. Then the cold front came through. No severe weather, but down to the high 20s. Cold snap, boom. I don't even know about the snow portion of it, to be honest. 4th minute. So that was wild. That severe weather setup I was talking about, nothing happened. But good for him. Doesn't surprise me. I mean, especially with Toronto. Good amount of Nigerian diaspora in Toronto. Montreal kind of surprises me, but good for him there as well. 4th minute. 0-0, 0-0. Wait. So that means Canada would play Costa Rica again. Wait. Canada would play Costa Rica once again or Puerto Rico. But if the tiebreakers fall Costa Rica's way, Canada would have to play Costa Rica once again in the quarterfinals. 5th minute. African, Nigerian, dance hall, hip-hop artist saying Nashville has no fans is crazy. You sound like a fan of a rival club. He's a Toronto fan. I wouldn't say they're rivals. But, I mean, I disagree. Yeah, it's empty here, but, I mean, it's Moca with a 3-0 lead. I mean, only people like us would go to a game like that. Let's be honest. Any of us. Like, I mean, I understand why. It's a Wednesday. It's a school night in February. It's a Wednesday in February. The tie is already over. Only people like us would go to a game like this. Let's be honest. Like, I get it. Like, I get it. Playing forward, love it. Oh, good play, good play, good play. No, 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 no. Foul. Like, seriously, there's only certain types of people that would go to a game like this. We are. Fox Sports 2, not Fox 2. I guarantee you're probably thinking about Fox 2 Detroit. That's not the Fox 2 I'm talking about. I'm talking about Fox Sports 2. There's also Fox 2 St. Louis, but they ain't showing. That's not close enough to Canada to be seen. Fox 2 News. Nobody's got that reference either. I know what I'm... If this was a St. Louis game, yeah, I guess somebody would get that reference, but no. 7th minute. 7th minute. Yeah. Pretty much what I said. 7th minute, 0-0, 3-0 on aggregate. I'm just enjoying this here, and I'll review this game. Over, under. Yeah, the review for this game probably a flop too, but you know what? Content. Schaffelberg, oh no. He tripped over his feet. Meet. Throw in. Didn't Brent Coleman used to play for Minnesota? They used to play for Minnesota. Eight minutes. Fox Sports 2 showing Aussie rules, but says supposed to be Nashville versus Moca. Could be a Canadian thing. I don't know. Plays forward. Even when they were in the NASL, huh? Here we go. Do you think Wolff or Nancy goes with the full strength lineup in Houston for the first leg? Or do you think he'll give some youngsters in Hagen a shot? I think he goes with the full strength lineup. I think he goes for it. 9th minute. I think he goes for it. If I remember correctly, 2022 Champions League. He went pretty hard in the first against Santos. I mean, the first tie that he played, I mean, he went pretty hard against Santos in the first and second legs. So he, as far as I can remember, he went with his best 11 in both legs. So I think the same would go. I think he wants Champions Cup. So if he does like he did with Montreal, he'll play his best 11. Paraguay 1-0. All right. Ten minutes in. Penalty for Paraguay. They score. There it is. Now, my wonder... So rest some guys at home at Chicago. Yeah. One, that's a league game. Second of all, it's Chicago. 11 minutes in, 0-0. Might as well rest some players. Nashville almost scored but hit the post. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Let's see how they do. Will they do worse than Cincinnati? Will it be the opposite of last week? CONCACAF W Gold Cup. See the full standings. Do they have the fair play points? No. Phrasing. They're still building, I agree. Twelfth minute. Playing for goal. Nashville scores. And it's 1-0 for Nashville. 4-0 on aggregate. There it is. Mackenzie Gaines, 1-0. See how it played out. Jacob Schaffelberg plays it in. Alex Mawil crosses in, header down. Gaines is right there. Smashes it into the net, into that far side. Mackenzie Gaines, former Charlotte player. Gets the one that puts it away. 13 minutes in. 1-0. 1-0 esta noche. 4-0. Global. 4-0 on aggregate. And I say we go for Leagues Cup. I think we can win that in Champions Cup. I agree. I agree with that. Yeah. I would do a mile high. Look at the sub here. Fourteenth minute. But it's 1-0 in the 14th minute for Nashville with more time to go. I think it's Rapids' year. Ha, ha, ha. Did you not see what happened to you in week 1? That, and you think it's their year. What are you smoking? Playing forward. I think we all know it's not going to be. Brandon Vasquez is starting for Monterrey. That doesn't surprise me. And we know Monterrey's playing Cincinnati in the round of 16, by the way. We now know this. We now know this. Lovitz. Corner. We got a corner for Lovitz. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. Y'all gonna finish like a broken down car past the finish line, even if you can finish. Well, you will. But cross in. Header saved. Like, y'all are gonna finish like a broken down car at F1. Just like rolling over the finish line. No more, no less. Playing forward. Messi could beat Rapids by himself. Exactly. Colorado's going to finish like a man in his early 50s who could barely please his wife. And, hey, at least that man in his 50s could take a little blue pill. Colorado, there is nothing in football that's like a little blue pill that's legal. I mean, of course, you can stick a needle up your ass, but I think that's against the rules. I think that's against the rules. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. But I think that's against the rules. 17th minute. '18th minute. Colorado's going to be a punching bag this year. Hey, at least it ain't Toronto. Oh, look at this list. Sports Betting AG says for next MLB commissioner, Don Garber is 15-1. Oh, my God. Don Garber, 15-1 to replace Rob Manfred. I don't know if I like that or hate that. You know? Garber be gone, but you know what? I'm good with it. Get Garber up. Get Garber out of here, please. Put a football soccer guy. Put a football soccer guy as the commissioner of the league, please. We don't need penny pinchers anymore. Get Garber out of here. He would be better than Rob Manfred for baseball, but get Garber out of here. Ironically enough, though, I think. Screw Vegas. He's going to move the Athletics to San Diego. Oh, wait, no. Oh, there's already a team in San Diego. My bad. Well, no, that didn't stop Chicago. Corner for Nashville, 19th minute. Well, that didn't stop Chicago. Cross in. Remember, Chicago has both the White Sox and the Cubs. It was on the list. Baseball is a dying sport like Garber, put out of its misery. Rapids make any team look good, even the sucky teams. You score goals for the other teams like Portland. Exactly. So how do you think it's your year? MLS isn't that crazy. I'd make sure you have Javier Perez on speed dial. Maybe he could turn you all around. I don't know. Cross in. Cleared away. Did that hit his hand? 20th minute. Ha ha. Ha. 21st minute. Rockies take the trophy for the worst team in Colorado. Rapids ain't far behind. I don't know. British is still worse than Cronky, though. I'm not going to lie. Cleared and Montfort. 21st minute. They're worse. Yeah, you're not wrong. Schaffelberg getting up. You know, Naomi would probably beat Dominic in a fight. Yeah. Header, that'll be cleared. Goal kick. 22nd minute. There's a back out for a corner. Looks like it's going to go back out for a corner. Nashville got a goal. They've wrapped this up truly. Let's be honest, they have. At least they scored, though. It would suck if they didn't score at all. Alex Maweel, cross. Header, saved. It falls. Looks like it's going to be clear. Twenty-second minute. Yeah, but Arsenal needs that money finally because they're actually spending money. They're actually winning too. Then again, the last time, well, Kai Havertz wasn't even a waste of money, which is crazy. Cross in. Could y'all do the same thing for Mudryk? You know, I got a question. Can y'all do the same thing for Mudryk this summer? Go ahead and buy him. We won't complain. Just take him off our hands. Go and take him off our hands, please. Besides, he wants to be at Arsenal anyway. Free kick here for Nashville. Draw ball. .24th minute. Nashville looking for another goal. You enjoy Gary Neville calling Chelsea billion-pound bottle jobs. He's right. They are. They suck. They're trash. They are billion-pound bottle jobs, yeah. He's right. They suck. 25th minute. They're trash. He's right. .25th minute. 26th minute. Phil doesn't have the time to call him billion-dollar bottle jobs, though. Probably says it himself, though. Free kick from Moca. Thoughts on WWE hosting a Friday Night SmackDown plus Payback PLE this year at UBS Arena? I mean, cool. I kind of wish they sent Payback back to Puerto Rico, or they do another pay-per-view in Puerto Rico, but one of the American pay-per-views is at UBS Arena. Okay. Header saved. 27th minute. I mean, UBS Arena is a beautiful venue. I'm just like, I just want to see them go back to Puerto Rico. Like, why not make that payback every year? Just like they did last year. Moca shot saved by Elliott. Islanders fans must be very lucky. I'm sure they are. Playing forwards, Nashville. Rangers win against Blue Jackets 4-1. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Playing forward. Moca getting killed. Aggregate-wise, yes. Tonight, no. 1-0. I mean, they're getting dominated, but they haven't had goals against besides one. Timbers will have a blanket jersey sponsor this weekend. What, are they doing just weekly sponsors now? We got to get our money back. Weekly sponsors until we find a permanent sponsor. It's like a game show. It's like a game show. Like when they lose their host, they do the guest host until they find the right person. Oh, blank. I'm like, oh. What, they going to have Snuggie on their kits? That's actually genius. I'm not going to lie. Be like, what do you like the most? My bad. I know, I was just saying. I was playing along with it. I had to. But think about it. It's actually genius, you know? You have a weekly sponsor. They could become the permanent sponsor. They can make it a tournament or something. Your fans can agree. I don't understand how teams like Moca or Cavalier qualified to this tournament. I bet more Central American teams give more of a challenge to the MLS teams. It's called the Central American Cup. Moca were the third place winners. Cavalier were the runners-up. Robin Hood were the winners. They have to give those 3 spots to those 3 Caribbean teams. Now, are 2 of them not going to make the next round? No, but at least Robin Hood's there as the champion. They got to the round of 16 automatically. And they got an easier tie. They have a chance to go deeper. So, I'm just saying. Because cross in, shot saved by Elliott. So, 31st minute. So it's not too bad, I mean, Central American teams, let's see. There's only 1 left. Maybe 2. Actually 3. My bad. 3. You have Alajuelense, Herediano, and maybe Independiente. They have a chance tomorrow. I hope they do get through. Because I picked them to. Header cleared. But, so 1 and 3. 4 teams. 4 teams out of the 16 are non-MLS or Mexico. That's horrible. The old format had 6. Actually, no, 7. I think Costa Rican teams put up more of a fight than other Central American teams. That's true. You could say Saprissa did put up a fight. You're right. It could have been 5. But the old format, the old Champions League format for the past couple of years has had 7 non-MLS Mexican teams. Most of that second pot were CONCACAF League qualifiers and the Caribbean Cup, Caribbean Championship, Caribbean Club Championship winner. 7 of those 8 teams in the second pot were all those teams. The 8th team was the worst ranked team out of Mexico or the USA. And it still would have been. I don't think Canada would have fell into the second pot had they kept the old format. But then, of course, you had the 1 Canadian team, 4 MLS teams, 3 Mexican teams in the first pot in the old format. So you had 9 MLS and Mexican teams, whether it was USA, Canada, or Mexico, 7 non-North American teams. It's a lot more fair in the round of 16. Now, did most of those teams get knocked out in the round of 16, those other 7? Yes. So, yeah, is there more Central American representation and more Caribbean representation in this tournament? Yes. Do they get deep? No. Header, past the post. No. And the only reason there will always be at least 2 teams, 1 of each from the Caribbean and Central America in the round of 16 because of the Central American Cup and Caribbean Cup. Any more have to come through the round 1. So the fact that there's 3 is pretty damn good. Very likely we could have only had 2 non-American or MLS teams, MLS or Mexican teams in the next round. CPL teams are at the level of Central American teams, so it works. You get my point. Point being, this format looks like it's more fair, but it really isn't. Yeah, you still get 2 games, but most of your Central American and Caribbean teams are going to be out, / CPL teams are going to be out before the round of 16. So it looks worse when you get to the actual meat and potatoes of things. Like, again, let me just make sure. We got Herediano, that's 1. 1 qualified. Alajuelense was already there. Bye. Robin Hood, already there. That was a bye. All on the left side of the bracket. USA, Mexico, USA, Mexico, USA, USA, USA. Independiente could be 4. Here's the problem, though. Will they? We could have 4 out of 16 outside of MLS and Mexico. And even worse still is it's USA and Mexico, not any Canadian teams. The Vancouver Whitecaps didn't get forward. Of course, the 2 CPL teams, which are pretty much on the level of Central American teams, didn't get forward. So every team left, besides those 3 or 4, are American or Mexican. Let's run through this. Mexican, American, Surinamese, Costa Rican, Mexico, Costa Rican, USA or Panamanian, USA, Mexico, USA, 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 because Nashville's going through. So, 3 teams knowingly. 2 Costa Rican, 1 Surinamese. Maybe 1 Panamanian team, depending if Independiente can flip it. You tell me. That's 1/4 of the teams in the round of 16. Less if Independiente lose. It's not fair. It's not as fair. It was less than half. Godoy crosses. Nothing there. 36th minute. It was less than half. It won't happen. I guarantee you the 2 legs is going to make it harder. The 2 legs will make it way harder. Because there's 2 legs in the quarterfinals and semifinals. It's going to make it harder. The finals, 1 leg. The first round's 1 leg. So the Simcoe County tie is 1 leg. Then Toronto would play probably Halifax, and that's a 2-legged tie. Then in the semifinals, they redraw 2-legged ties. Final, they draw who the home team will be. Winner of tie, whatever, series, whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4. Winner of series 5 or 6 would be the home team. And then we have a 1-legged final in September. Should CONCACAF still have a Europa League-style tournament? Because even Asia and AFCON has a second-tier club tournament. That's pretty much the Central American Cup, Leagues Cup, and Caribbean Cup. That ecosystem is pretty much the Europa Leagues. Still is. Now, do I think the Canadian Premier League should have never been taken out of the Central American Cup because they don't have a home, because they won't be put in Leagues Cup, they can't be put in Caribbean Cup, they did well in CONCACAF League? Do I think they still should have been allowed to play the Central American Cup? Yes. They have to have a home somewhere. And they were doing well in the CONCACAF League. They deserve to have spots in the Central American Cup. I think it's a dumb idea to let them not play that tournament. I think it's a waste of time not to let them play that tournament. So, it is what it is. Playing forward, 38th minute. Schaffelberg, cross, chance, shot, goal, 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 Nashville, Jago scores 2-0, 2-0. Forster Jago scores 2-0 esta noche, 2-0 on the night. Jacob Schaffelberg with the assist. Right positioning for Forster. To get one close to the half. What a shot. Just pops it in. Good play. Forster Jago. Schaffelberg with the assist. 38th minute. 2-0 on the night, 2-0 esta noche. 5-0 global. 5-0 on aggregate. Messi is not going to the Dominican Republic thanks to Nashville. You know what? Maybe we don't want a political problem with the Champions Cup because who knows? Maybe he won't even play. We don't need a Hong Kong situation on our side of the hemisphere. So, no. Maybe it's a good thing it's Nashville. I feel like they won't even play him against Moca, at least in the first leg. Unless he says he wants to play. But, you know, just a hunch, maybe. Maybe they want to be careful with him. I don't know. DC United versus Red Bulls rivalry is better than NYC FC versus the Red Bull rivalry. Ooh. That's a hot take. That's a hot take. I don't think it's a good take, but it's a hot take. 40th minute. DC United ain't nothing. Like, yeah, maybe you've played them longer and DC used to be good, but nah. It's kind of like the California Classico. Nobody gives a crap besides Quakes fans and LA Galaxy fans. That's what DC Red Bulls is. It's like the East Coast version of the California Classico. Nobody cares. Unless you're a Red Bulls fan or DC fan. Or to a smaller extent, the Trillium Cup. Ever since Montreal got in the league and Cincinnati got in the league, but especially since Cincinnati got in the league, nobody cares. Unless you're a Toronto or Columbus fan. But even when Montreal got into the league, you know. But ever since it was both teams in the league, both Cincinnati and Montreal in the league, nobody, no. Cross in. Header falls down. So again, it's like that situation. Your rivalry doesn't matter compared to 41st minute. If Canada is able to qualify for Copa America, do you expect them to get past the group stage? Yes. Yes. Because they're still better than the other two teams in that group if they play at their best and have the right manager. Now we got to see if we hire anybody other than Biello by the time Copa America starts, but I think they could. How'd you react when Montreal lost to Olympia? I was happy. I was absolutely over the moon. Hell, I was live for that second game. Like, I was over the moon. You know? I was happy Olympia beat their ass. Or knocked them out, I should say. They beat their ass in the first leg, but they survived in the second. But still, they won. So, there you go. I could care less about the Trillium Cup, and I'm a Columbus fan. Exactly. Red Bull versus NYC FC is all marketing and money. DC and Red Bulls fans hate each other with a passion. As I said, you hate each other. Nobody else cares about your rivalry. Like, nobody. Like, I'm not going to look at the schedule and say, oh, Red Bull versus DC. I'm going to circle that one and watch that one. I'm going to go live for that one. Like, would the views maybe do pretty good? Probably. Knowing y'all hate each other with a passion. Here's the thing, though. I'm not interested. Like, I don't think of the rivalry the way you think of it. Now, I do think of NYCFC versus Red Bull, the Hudson River Derby, the way I guess they want me to think of it, but still. Like, there's a chance I do that. That I go live for that. That's where the most interesting games are the ones you're not interested in. I've been doing a lot of Miami games recently. See, it's the timing of the games, right? If it was more separated, I would do more of the interesting games. But guess what? Toronto plays at the same time. Now, when it comes to the Mexican League, like Domingo Futbolero, I do more of the interesting games. Miami, but look at last week, right? St. Louis plays on Saturday night, right? I did it. I did Miami versus RSL in the midweek. I did Miami versus LA Galaxy later on Sunday after Toronto played Cincy. See, because of the separation. But here's the problem. They don't separate the games well after the first couple of weeks. So when it starts getting to Toronto almost every weekend, and then, of course, we have the Domingo Futbolero, and we do a couple of Liga MX Clausura Liguilla games on Thursdays and Sundays. It is what it is. 44th minute. Basically, it is what it is. Blame MLS, not me. Cross in. Header. Cleared. What about NYCFC versus Philadelphia in rivalry? Shot. Goal. Goal. Jacob Schaffelberg finds the net. Out of nowhere, Jacob Schaffelberg finds the net. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. That makes me happy. Turns out Jacob Schaffelberg gonna be a daddy. You don't do that celebration. Deflection and in, but I'm gonna give it to him. Congratulations, Jacob. Mazel. Mazel. He did the belly celebration, so guess he's about to be a daddy. Congratulations, Jacob. I'm giving it to him. That's a goal. 1 minute of stoppage time. That'll be 45 plus 1. 3-0 on aggregate. 3-0 global. Or 3-0 on the night. 0 esta noche. 6-0 global. Jacob get a brace, hopefully. Because that was questionable. Deflection on the net, but I thought it was going in anyway. Gets a good deflection, but I think it was going in anyway. Halftime, it's 3-0. 3-0 esta noche. 6-0 global. Well, Moca, y'all tried. Second half, it is a Schaffelberg goal in the 45th minute. Halftime. But second half will be happening soon. 3 halves left in the round one. That being said, we got another half to go in this game. Take a short break at the half, talk about the stats, get this one going, sit tight. We will be back during the second half. 3-0 Nashville, 3-0 esta noche, 6-0 global, 6-0 on aggregate. Sit tight, I'll be back. Back for the stats at the half. Gignac scores for Tigres. Back for the stats at the half. We got Nashville SC 3-0 on the night. 3-0 esta noche. 6-0 global. 77% possession to 23% possession, 10 shots to 1, 4 shots on goal to 1, 315 accurate passes to 79, 93% pass accuracy to 74, 9 fouls, 3, 5 corners to 0, 10 shots, 1, 4 shots on goal to 1, 340 passes to 107, 93% pass accuracy to 74, 11 throws to 2, 1 offside to 1, no yellows, no reds on either side. Nashville's been dominating. They've held the ball. They've played it forward. Really, Nashville has been the way better team. I don't think much needs to be said about this game. Like, Nashville is doing exactly what you would expect in this game. They're slapping Moca again, pretty obviously. It's pretty obvious where this is going. And they've won the tie. Let's be honest, they've won the tie. It just depends on how much more they win the tie by in the next 45 minutes. Could they make it 7, 8, 9? Possibly. Could it stay 6? Maybe. Would I run up the score? Yes. Would Gary Smith? I'm not sure. Does it matter? Probably not. I know I put Nashville through over Moca. Yep. Gonna wait for that one. We'll do that at the end. Saves me some time. Another rematch of the century. So on the right side of the bracket, 5 out of 6. Left side of the bracket could be 2 out of 5 or 3 out of 5, depending on what happens tomorrow. Might as well get this part done. Scoreline. 3-0 Nashville. 6-0 on aggregate. It's over, as you could tell. Let me just putting this on my paper. My brackets. There we go. We'll wait till the end of the game. Full-time whistle to get that part. Put the aggregate on there and all that. We'll also review the game. Simple. 45 more minutes. 3 more halves in round 1 of this year's CONCACAF Champions Cup. 1 more game tomorrow. That's 2 halves. The second half of this one. It's pretty obvious where it's going. Nashville will move on to play Miami. Revs versus Independiente looks pretty open, though, so we could end with a barn burner. We'll be live for that tomorrow. We could end with a barn burner for this tournament. First round, I should say. I hope we do. Rest in peace to Michael Jones, a.k.a. Virgil, in the WWE. Yep, rest in peace to Virgil. Legend. Died pretty young. Not too young, but mid-60s is still a bit young. Legend. Rest in peace to a legend. Godspeed. Hopefully his autograph table in the sky has a line to the line around the block. Hopefully Virgil's autograph table in the sky has a line ringing around the block. Hopefully. Nashville going to destroy Colorado Saturday. Yep. Even without Honey Mukhtar, probably. TFC plus 335 to beat the Revolution Sunday. About right. Might be worth a small bet. I think they could beat the Revs. It depends on what. Wait till I say it. Don't do anything rash. Wait till tomorrow. Let's see how the Revs do against Independiente tomorrow. If they win 1-0 or they only win 1-0 on aggregate or they win 2-0 on aggregate, they don't curb stomp the Revs at home, or they draw 1-1 over 90 minutes, TFC could win if the Revs are struggling. We'll see what happens. If they start getting out of the gates pretty hot, I still think TFC might play well, but the best we could hope for is a draw. But again, let's just see what happens. Second half about to start. The coaches I see getting fired in MLS this year is probably Josh Wolff and Chris Armas. Both are terrible coaches. Wolff gets fired first. I think Armas either gets fired at the end of the season or like after Colorado gets eliminated from the playoffs, because they were like, oh, they're going to make the playoffs. Maybe a wild card spot, but they're going to make the playoffs. If he doesn't, he needs to get fired. So we're going to see how that goes. Phil Neville has definitely won me over a little bit, not going to lie. I agree with that. He's done really well with Portland. Amar Sejdic is on, and Schaffenberg's still on. Good. Amar Sejdic is on for Nashville. Throw into Bauer. Amar Sejdic is on for Godoy. Second half started. Austin FC's replacement for coach is Javier Perez, which I hope it is. Hey, I just want him. I want to see him get another job in MLS. Shit, he's still on his couch at home, which I don't get it. I really don't. Even as an assistant, he'd be useful. I don't get it. Like, why is he still sitting on a couch at his home? I don't get it. He should at least be an assistant somewhere. But yeah, he should be a manager in this league. I don't get it. Thoughts on the French president inviting Mbappe to have dinner with him? Do you think they're doing this to try to persuade Mbappe to stay? Yes, because the Emir of Qatar is also there. I wouldn't be cashing in for the Intercontinental Championship. I'd be going for the Universal title. The Intercontinental Championship is not worth my time. Or maybe I could cash in for the U.S. title and make it the Canadian Championship. Now that I might do. But it'd also be the Canadian Championship Open Challenge. But 47th minute. Like Lance Storm did in WCW. Exactly. Exactly. Except way more charismatically. And it would be a spinner. Oh, and it'd be a spinner belt. Because of course it'd be a spinner belt. Blinged out spinner belt. Of course it would be. Saved by Moca. with the changeable side plates, of course. I remember the spinner belts. I thought those were cool. I love spinner belts. I love spinner belts, blinged out spinner belts. That's just me. Think Mbappe's only choosing to have dinner with a French president just for shits and giggles. I mean, you don't say no. Like, I hate to say this, but if I did something that would get me to have dinner with a government official, like if I could have dinner, like if I did something that would get me to have dinner with a U.S. president and it was still just any president, I would go. I don't care if it's a Democrat, Republican, somebody I don't like as a politician or somebody I do like, I would go. Because you'd be stupid not to take that opportunity. And besides, it's sort of disrespectful not to take that opportunity, even if you hate the guy. Like, maybe you could get him to make a better, maybe you could get in his ear about what he wants to do and give him a better idea. Who knows? You know? Who knows? But, you see what I'm saying? Like, lots of wrestling fans hated the spinner belts. They were wrong. Hopefully Hugo Perez gets a job either with Canada or MLS, considering what he's done with El Salvador. Only you'd lose into the USA 1-0. Yeah, and then by the end of it, they basically screwed him over 50th minute. But exactly, you know? I think you get the opportunity to have dinner with a world leader, you do it. No matter of your country, I should say, no matter who it is. Because you're either looking bad if you say no, because it makes you look like, oh, he's too big for his britches. Shouldn't he want to have dinner with our president? Well, I mean, Biden can barely talk, so. And if he does, he's going to talk about ice cream and other things. I mean, Biden can barely speak. So, yeah, Trump would talk more. Not just because he loves to talk, but because Biden can barely speak. And if he does, it's about ice cream. Or something like that. 52nd minute. McDonald's is pretty cool. I laughed when I saw it. I don't know why they're doing this. Well, you're not North Korean. I'm saying if you're a country, you're not North Korean. Besides, I mean, if you were North Korean and you said no, they'd probably just kill you on the spot. They'd probably just execute you on the spot. So, I don't think you could say no about Kim Jong-un if you were North Korean. I don't think you could say no. Shot! It's in! Goal! 4-0 Nashville! 4-0! And it is Forster Ajago once again. He pops it in. 4-0. I guess he's man of the match now. Forster Ajago takes advantage of the craziness in front of the net and pops it in. Schaffelberg plays it out wide. Forster Ajago's right there off the hands of the keeper and in. 4-0. Horrible rebound to give up, but Ajago puts it away. In the 53rd minute. 4-0 on the night. 4-0 esta noche. Siete 0. 7-0 global. 7-0 on aggregate. 7? Honestly, it isn't. It isn't. It isn't. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we got it. All right, so it is 7-0. 7-0. 4-0 esta noche. Thoughts on Maxine Dupree getting booed badly at a recent WWE house show? It was nice to see that Otis gave her a big hug after the entire audience booed her. I hate that, you know? Like a house show, it's like, seriously, I mean, they're basically rehearsing in front of a whole audience. I mean, that's what a house show is. You're going to boo her like that? I felt sorry for her. It's like, yeah, she's not too good in the ring. She's still got more to learn. She doesn't have the best movement, but she's trying, okay? She's trying. I bet you couldn't do what she does. I bet most people, the people that booed her, couldn't do what she even does. They'd botch more than her. I don't know why you're booing. I legit don't know why you're booing. Now, if some wrestler told her, she said she was a shit wrestler, I'd be like, yeah, that's your opinion. I can't get mad at it. Because you've done it, been there, done that. You don't botch like that. But a lot of people who are booing her, I guarantee you 99.9% of the people in that audience would botch just as bad as her or worse. So why are you booing? I don't get it. Pretty much. Or also they run the storyline, but just keep having matches based off the storyline. But sometimes it's where they test other storylines, yes. Or basically plan out matches. Like, if you're in a tables, like if you're in a TLC match at TLC and you're feuding with somebody, the main event of that house show is probably going to be a no disqualification match or a tables match, you know? And you could build that side of the match or whatever. Or a ladder match. You know? They won't give away a full TLC match on a house show, but you get my point. Chairs are chairs, but like if you notice that. Or the main eventers are the two big main events you're building for the month. They tag together. Like if Rock and Roman were working house shows, Cody and Seth, since Seth is cleared, would probably be tagging against Roman and Rock for the next month. Until Mania happens. Because that's exactly how house shows work. Now, of course, Rock and Roman aren't working house shows, but if they were to work house shows, which, you know, I wouldn't totally complain about for Rock because he needs to train in the ring, but you know what I'm saying. Or maybe you wouldn't, considering you're probably going to give that tag match away on night 1 of WrestleMania. You're going to use it there. So, but that's sort of the situation, right? Like, I remember a house show I went to that was at the end of 2014. No? Yeah, at the end of 2014. And it was John Cena and Daniel Bryan versus Seth Rollins and Kane. I think it was something like that, or maybe it was Randy Orton and Kane, but it was after Daniel Bryan had just came back. It may have been the start of 2015, but it was Cena and Bryan versus Orton and Kane, or Rollins. It was probably Orton. But it's probably close. It was close to the Royal Rumble. So it may have been Seth and Kane, actually. Because Seth was in the main event there. I think they actually had 2 house shows here pretty quickly around that same time period. Actually, no, it might have been. I might be putting together 2 house shows because they had 2 house shows pretty quickly. No, they had Survivor Series then a house show. I'm trying to remember. Now I got to look at some of those house show cards that I went to. No. No, that may have been 2015-16, actually. Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't late 2015, but those two house shows that were close together might have been like October 2015 and January 2016. Yeah. But there was Survivor Series and a house show, which I remember going to both. If I was a big WWE star, I wouldn't be working house shows. Neither the WWE schedule is crazy. Not as crazy as it used to be. It's not as crazy as it used to be. But, of course, with the brand split and less house shows and outside of the U.S. pay-per-views, it's not as crazy. But it's still pretty crazy to put your body through that about 200-something days a year instead of 300-something. But it's not as crazy. Still pretty crazy for a normal person to comprehend it, but no wrestlers are really normal. Even the most normal wrestlers have a couple of screws loose in their head. Just not all of them. Huh? You got to be somewhat crazy to want to wrestle. Really crazy, you know. You got to be somewhat crazy to want to wrestle, at least. You're not going to be a normal person and be a wrestler. Like, some wrestlers might look more normal compared to other wrestlers, but they're not normal people. None of them are normal. Let me tell you, none of them are. You're basically just beating up your own body. I mean, shit. You got to be somewhat crazy to do that. Yeah, it's their jersey from, it's a replica jersey from their inaugural season. So yeah, it's sponsorless, which is exactly why I like it. As I said, I like sponsorless jerseys, but it's a replica from their inaugural season, even though I bought it in 22. I don't know why it's sponsorless, but I bought it at the Adidas store, so I know it's a real replica, but it was sponsorless for some reason. Adidas store at Opryland. So I don't get why it was sponsorless. But again, I'm not going to complain because I like sponsorless kits. I think I said this earlier tonight. I said I would totally buy a sponsorless Portland kit, as I said. Corner, 61st minute. Cross, cleared, header. Getting a little bit wild in the box. Clear. I've heard a lot of shoot interviews and stories from the old heads. I've heard a lot. It is crazy. I mean, the locker room now is pretty calm, I have to say. They'd rather play video games than they'd rather play video games and stuff. Like even not Rock, but the other games is coming on. I said world leader, not famous person, and no, I would not eat dinner with a vegan teacher. She has no power. Lovitz is coming off. Washington for Lovitz, and they're going to take off Walker Zimmerman. I would not eat dinner with a freaking vegan teacher. Julian Gaines for Jacob Schaffelberg. And Lucas McNaughton's coming on for Walker Zimmerman. I said a world leader, not a famous person. DePena's coming on. Yeah. New Jack was a gangster, though. Like, he wasn't no fake. He was a tough man. Like, he was a tough man, and he was crazy. And Victor Sanchez for Roberto Luima, the sub. Jimenez coming on for Cambindo. And DePena coming on. Yeah, I'm not going to eat no vegan food, though. So, unless you make me a salad, then, I'll eat a salad, I'll eat a salad, but other than that, no. 63rd minute. DePena coming on for Juan Angeles. Well, potatoes au gratin. Well, no. I don't know. I don't know if they're brothers. It'd be crazy, but 63rd minute. I'm not sure, actually. I didn't think Mackenzie Gaines had any brothers. I'll have to look that one up. 64th minute. Well, you could bring in a potatoes au gratin and be like, hey, this is potatoes, but what about the cheese? Made out of milk. It's made out of milk, honey. Of course, saying that in a trolling way, of course, you know. It was made out of milk, honey. So, yeah, I guess it wasn't vegan. Sorry about that. Of course, when you say it like that, you throw it out like a trolling way, of course. You can do that, of course. It's called being an asshole without being an asshole. It is his brother. Okay, nice. Haku was a really badass backstage, like wrestlers were scared of him. Yeah, Haku was a badass. Yeah, you should be scared of Haku. '65th minute. 4-0. 25 more minutes left in this game. By the way, Football America's tomorrow, or they're doing it again on Wednesday? They doing it again today, or they wait until tomorrow? 65th minute. So I've heard. Or was that just because Miami was playing on Wednesday last week? Football America's tomorrow. Just because Miami was playing the opener last. Okay, I get it. Yep. It was a one-time thing because Miami was playing on the opener last week on a Wednesday. Yep. Okay, I got it. Kind of figured, but, you know. '70th minute or 67th minute. Junior coming on for Moca in the 66th. '62nd minute or 66th minute. '67 minutes. '68th minute. She was on TikTok when she did that. I don't think she got nuked off the platform like instantly after she said that. It took a while, but they had to press TikTok for it because, of course, you know, vegan is a protected class. No matter what you say. Saw the Moca page. There are fans from Moca that travel to Nashville to watch them. That's nice. That's awesome. Hopefully they're enjoying Nashville. They should, because Nashville's an amazing city. I love Nashville. It's a beautiful city. Nashville's a beautiful city. I love it. So I hope they're enjoying it. 69th minute. I mean, there's only one of two ways it could go for a country guy going to Nashville. You either really love it or you hate it because it's not country enough. Maybe that makes me a Broadway cowboy. I don't know. But I wasn't wearing no freaking acid wash jeans and a cowboy hat with boots. I didn't do any of that. Have you been watching the men's U20 qualifiers, CONCACAF? Yes. Yeah, because they got pressured. But yes, I've been watching. Canada's been playing pretty well. Good thing for the men. No, if only the U20 women could play that well. Or U17s. '69th minute. But I remember watching old videos. Wrestling in Memphis used to look beautiful. Now I heard it's ugly. Memphis wrestling was amazing wrestling, but if you're saying the city of Memphis is ugly, no, I've been there recently. It still looks. I was walking down Beale Street, freaking in August 2022, on my way back from Mississippi. Memphis is still a beautiful city. I didn't stay the night, but we drove through and stopped there and then came home. I was walking down Beale Street. You know, and walking in Memphis, but it's still it's not an ugly city. I mean, there are worse parts of the city. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, hell, when I stayed the night like 10 years ago, 10 plus, it wasn't bad either. Like 10, 9, 8. It's nice. It's still nice. I don't think it's an ugly city. I like Memphis too. I do. So 71st minute. So I don't understand where that came from. Now, if I remember the name of the restaurant, there's a restaurant I'll tell you not to go to. It was a fried chicken restaurant that was on Guy Fieri's Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. But I would not. I'm trying to remember. Wasn't Joe's. I don't like the breading they use, and the fried pickles weren't great either. Like, the reason why I stopped in Memphis on the way back from Mississippi, or while we stopped, I was trying to go to Jerry Lawler's restaurant, because Jerry Lawler has a restaurant on Broadway, Beale Street. I wanted to. That was the first time I had a chance to go to Memphis since it was open. So I wanted to go to Jerry Lawler's restaurant. It wasn't open when we got there, and I also wanted to go to the mall, but I want to do both. So we walked down Beale and all that. Just chose to go to the mall and eat there. I ate some Chick-fil-A, that was pretty good. But always. But I wanted to go to Jerry Lawler's restaurant. If I go back to Memphis, I will make sure to hopefully stay the night and then go to Lawler's restaurant. Because I also, funnily enough, I wanted to go to the mall to see if they had like Memphis Redbirds jerseys at the mall and customizable ones, because I wanted to put one Yepez on one of them. No, that didn't happen either. So both my objectives I like to go to the mall in places that I travel to, but there was a reason why. Both my objectives did not come to pass at all. I didn't get to go to Jerry Lawler's restaurant, and didn't get one Yepez Memphis Redbirds jersey and a Memphis Redbirds hat. I did not. So, because here's the story. I went to the Jays vs. Cardinals game in late May. Sat right in front of the first base line, dugout or the on deck circle. Like right on it, front row. Like where the backstop is. Juan Yepez came to the on deck circle. He fist bumped people on his way to the on deck circle in the front row. Paraguay tied with El Salvador in the Women's Gold Cup at the 80th minute. He fist bumped me twice. In a Blue Jays jersey, nonetheless. Okay? So I'll always be a fan of Juan Yepez. So now he's a national, but everybody thought he'd be the next Albert Pujols. By the way, I was also Albert Pujols pinch hit in that game. I was 20 feet away from Albert Pujols. Like I saw him like right there. That was crazy. I was like, hey, if we're gonna lose, I want Albert Pujols to hit the home run. You know, I want him to do it. He didn't, but it was still pretty cool. He didn't, but that was still pretty cool. 75th minute. To be like, Albert Pujols was right there as well. In his final season, no less. 75th minute. So, I will not go to a Mr. Beast burger ever. Okay? Like, if I want a burger, I'll go somewhere worth a damn, okay? Like, I don't know. I'll go to freaking... I don't know where I'll go, but I ain't going to a Mr. Beast restaurant. Like, I'll go to freaking 54th Street. I'll go to Shooters around here. That's a good place. Shooters. I think it's in downtown. Shooters. I'll go to an actual burger place. Like, hell, I'll eat a McDonald's burger over a Mr. Beast burger, to be honest. But I'll go to an actual... If I want a burger, like an actual good burger, legitimate burger, I'll go to somewhere that actually make a good burger, you know? I'm talking about big patty, big bun, stacked up burger. Me too. I'd rather go to a restaurant that's locally owned or has a local chain than go to somewhere big chain. Now, I mean, of course, I eat at McDonald's and Dairy Queen a lot and Hardee's. I do. But if I go out, like, and I'm going to sit in a restaurant, I'd rather go to somewhere that's unique, you know? As I've said, on vacation, I've liked to go, when I eat breakfast, if it ain't Denny's, I like to go to local pancake houses, breakfast places, not Waffle House or IHOP. It's either Denny's or a local one. And I've done both, right? Seaverville was always that local pancake house. It was something, but it was a local. Went there twice. It was amazing. Good food. Good chicken fried steak. I didn't get pancakes. Good chicken fried steak. If they had put cheese in the grits, which I probably should have asked for that, that would have been good. They had some good hash browns, even though they were stringy hash browns. Good eggs over hard. Good sausage. It was a good place. In the Wisconsin Dells, I went to Mr. Pancake. It was a pretty good place, even though we went to Denny's. Most of the breakfasts we did. Breakfasts is, whatever. We did go to Mr. Pancake once. That was a pretty good local place. I think I've still got, I don't know, did I? I don't even remember. That was like 9 years ago. 8, 9 years ago. I don't even remember what I got. I think maybe I got chicken fried steak. I'm not sure. It could have been pancakes or waffles. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I don't really remember. Have McDonald's, by the way. Yeah. I mean, I'll try Waffle House. You know, I kind of want to try Waffle House at least once just to try it. Maybe I've been a little bit too harsh on it, but I think the wrestlers go there to watch somebody else. Like, if wrestlers are going there late, it's because it's still open. They want to watch somebody else fight instead of them. Like, they want to watch somebody else be the entertainment. But, you know, I'd give Waffle House a try. It's not like IHOP where I'm like, hell no. I've tried IHOP before. It's horrible. It sucks. Like, no. I mean, Denny's is open as long as a Waffle House is. Shot past the post. So, you know it is what it is. Burger King's better than the Clown Burger Shop. Yeah, I'd rather go to a Burger King over Mr. Beast Burger if we're talking about that. Yeah. I would rather. Never been to a Waffle House. I'd give it a try. I've watched some videos about Waffle House recently. I'd give it a try. I would give it a try. I still don't think it'd be better than Denny's or a local pancake place or a breakfast place. But I'd give it a try. If I was in a pinch, I'll give it a try. And if I was in a pinch, I probably would go back. I think that's where it'll be. But we'll see. Mm-hmm. You got to do, I mean, yeah, waffles are good, but you got to do chicken fried steak right, eggs over hard, sausage, grits with cheese, something like that. Depends on what I want to save. Grits or hash browns, right, but depends on what I want. Either way. Mm-hmm. Might as well. Okay. Oh. Playing forward, 81st minute. Really? I don't really want to try. I'd rather have a Whataburger. That's got to be a penalty. That's got to be a penalty. That's a penalty, straight up. I don't care. That's a penalty. Like, why are you going to do that 7-0 down? That's a penalty. 81st minute. El Salvador 2, Paraguay 1. Whoa. Paraguay 1. El Salvador 2. Does that mean Paraguay's still third? PK for sure. That's a penalty. I need to go look. It's 2-2. Actually, it's 2-2. 2-2 draw between Paraguay and El Salvador. That still means Costa Rica's third. That still means Costa Rica's third. El Salvador is drawing 2-2 against Paraguay. Penalty here, and it will be for Foster Ajago to go for his hat trick. Foster Ajago for a hat trick with his penalty. Yeah, man of the match, I guess. Moca can do 1 goal. Nope, they're not going to get nothing. Foster Ajago, 82nd minute, looking for a hat trick with a penalty kick. His first ever hat trick as a Nashville player. Takes a shot, saved! Rebound to be cleared. Damn it, man. 82nd minute. I was like, damn. They were really trying to give him a hat trick. I was like, damn. He didn't get it. Save. And it's going to be cleared. They're already tied. Yep, it's 2-2 between Paraguay and El Salvador. 90th minute. Let's see. It was the 86th minute pen. Fuentes scoring the 83rd. 86th minute pen from Martinez. Tied it up. So it's 2-2 going into stoppage time. And if that stands, Costa Rica is still third. And they would be right up there, tied with... Costa Rica will be right tied with Puerto Rico. Cross in. Header saved. 83rd minute. CONCACAF women's football has been crazy with Puerto Rico beating Panama. My God, women's football has been growing. I agree, because let's also remember, Panama was at the Women's World Cup. Panama couldn't even pick up a point. Yeah, they are already in. Argentina's known to be in. They are in as the 7th seed. They know this. Best third place 7th seed. It's been known. It has been known because, well, Paraguay. Ooh, Argentina might just actually be the 6th seed and Paraguay might be 7th. I think it's about the points. Oh, no, Paraguay. Wait, whoa. Paraguay's winning. Paraguay just scored. Martinez with a hat trick. 3-2. 1 ticket left in the round of 16. Yep. Well, also the Women's Gold Cup, but still. 84th minute, Rodriguez is coming on. And Paraguay just scored. Third, 3-2. 3-2 in stoppage time, 90+1. So Paraguay now has 6 points. Costa Rica is still in third, looking for that second spot against over Puerto Rico, that last spot, which could be a draw lots or fair play points. Now, we need to see what the cards look like for each team. Actually, that's a good idea. Okay, so let's look at the matches. So let's look at the cards for each. So, Puerto Rico. 1 yellow card. No yellow cards for Puerto Rico in their first match, or red cards. Costa Rica versus Paraguay. Yellow card. 1 yellow card. Costa Rica's probably going to lose on fair play points then. 86th minute. Round 2. Puerto Rico versus Panama. 1 yellow card. 2 yellow cards. 3 yellow cards. So that is, for now, playing forward. Costa Rica. 2 yellow cards. Or no, wait, no. 2 yellow card. 2 yellow cards. So basically the less cards, the better. 86 minutes. So three. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 3. Playing forward. 86 minute. 3. 3. 3-2. 87th minute. It's 3-2 on yellow cards. Against Colombia, 4 yellow card. 4 yellow cards. So fair play wise, it looks to me there Costa Rica are on 2, 3. Costa Rica will get through on fair play points. As far as I could tell, they would get through on fair play points. It would be Canada versus Costa Rica again. As far as I could tell. Looks to me, no red cards on either side. Looks to me like Costa Rica would have the fair play points advantage, which is what would put them through. No drawing of lots. So it'd be Canada versus Costa Rica once again in the quarterfinal. They have to play each other again. Again. Second straight game against Costa Rica, as far as I could tell. Cross in. Save. Header! Cleared. 88th minute. At 4 p.m. on Sunday, March 3rd. What are your thoughts on the new Women's Football League coming this year in America? The USLW League? I'm happy with it. There needs to be more competition. There needs to be more teams. I think it's a good thing for the women's football atmosphere in the country. And it also is good when Project 8 starts in Canada as well. So things are looking up, I would say. Brazil will play Argentina. as the 7 seed, Canada, Costa Rica, Mexico, Colombia. Looks like the 3-5. USA plays 2C, which would be Paraguay. It looks like. 89th minute. That's what it looks like. Paraguay are beating El Salvador. So this will be interesting. '89th minute. Want Puerto Rico to pass. Probably won't. I may be wrong about how they count these fair play points, but I think Costa Rica just has the edge with less points against. I think it's of course, the more points against you, fair play points wise, based off cards and all that. So we're gonna have to. I'll wait till it looks like Costa Rica. It'd be better if the USA played a good opponent in the knockout rounds. I want this USA team to be tested. Paraguay, well, they're not that good. You're right. But when Canada plays the USA, though, if they play in the semifinals, because that's what the path looks like. It could be USA versus Canada in the semis. And it's full time. Full time 4-0 for Nashville. 4-0, 4-0 esta noche. 7-0 aggregate, 7-0 global. Nashville moves on to the round of 16 to play Miami. We got a Leagues Cup rematch next week, starting next week. We do. So, 7-0 aggregate. There it is. One more game left in round one. That will be Revs Independiente tomorrow. With that being said, if you like this stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once you subscribe. Send super chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put us in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I shall see you within the hour for the review of this match. Then, of course, we will be live for Independiente versus Revolution versus Independiente tomorrow. We'll review that. Also, run it back for February. We'll be out tomorrow for the Dynasty Stars member tier. So, again, click that join button if you want to join Dynasty Stars. And with that being said, see you later. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. Congratulations, Nashville. Commiserations to Moca.